Hey, Jim here from K2 Concepts, my buddy Rango. This is our third video of the day. I've been putting some of these off, and we apologize. We know we've had some requests, but what we're going to do today is show you guys how to set up your activator gun, part 2. There were a lot of questions people asked about the last video that we really maybe didn't explain. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain these one at a time as I don't know, popularity of the questions that came in. Anyhow, one of the things that I didn't really explain to you guys as you're setting up your activator guns is the size of the tip. I use a 1.9, 1.8, 1.9, something you're going to throw primer with. It throws more activator. A lot of you guys are buying guns with a 1.4 tip. That's not bad. It's just that my tip throws down more, probably twice as much as material as what a guy using a 1.4 does. So as I'm throwing one pass, you guys might have to do two. So a lot of you guys are writing me and saying, hey, I'm making one pass, I've got it's tickling the water, but the film isn't activating. It's because I'm throwing twice as much material at the film as you guys are. Okay, so big thing is I'm using a 1.9 tip. A lot of guys are using a 1.4. Not a problem. Second, you guys are asking what air pressure. I just use it when I'm tickling the water. I went ahead and bought a cheater valve with a pressure gauge in it. You can see, turns out I'm shooting about 10 pounds, 8 to 10 pounds, okay? And that's allowing me to just barely tickle the water as I get in here. I'm about a foot. Sometimes I'll get higher, and that's to spread out my fan. If I've got, usually I try to shoot about 12 inches at a time. That's about the width of the fan. Now, if I want to shoot more, what I'll do is I'll go up a little bit higher, maybe 18 to 20 inches. And that way I'll hit out to about here. Okay? Just depends on how much film I have in the water and what, you know, what my application is. So you can go in, you can go out. Your fan, obviously, you can adjust the fan. A lot of professional painters like the fan switch right here at the tip, so you can control it with your thumb. I don't think that's as important with laying down activator, but it is an option that you got to look at when you're buying your gun. A lot of guys will adjust the fan back here. You can adjust it here. It really doesn't matter because I don't think it's not like laying down clear or paint. You're doing a shorter process. But anyhow, you want to get in here and you want to barely tickle the water. Now, a couple guys said, oh, well, I set it about 25. Because that's what I thought, you know. That's not tickling the water, okay? That's 25 pounds. You're blowing your pattern out of the water, you know? Right in here. This is tickling the water. You're barely brushing it. Okay? So, not above 10 pounds, alright? Okay. Lastly, when you're laying this down, with a 1.9, you're not going to have as much atomization. So you're not going to have, you know, if you were painting, they call that overspray. Alright? That's another reason I like a 1.9. When you're with a 1.4 tip, you're atomizing more, so you're going to get a lot more of this overspray in your shop. Okay? Watch yourself. That stuff, if you've got finished product, you got finished parts on the shelf, all that floating around the air is going to eventually land somewhere. Unless you have a pretty good exhaust vent. And you can see it's already gathering. That's one of the reasons I don't like a 1.4 tip. 1.9s don't tend to spread it around the air, as you can see. So anyhow, those are the three big questions that are asked. You know, number one, what's the tip size? Number two, what's the air pressure? Number three, why do I use a 1.9 instead of a 1.4? Okay, and lastly, this isn't really asked a lot, but a lot of guys are saying, I'm making, you know, one pass. How come it's not working? Or two passes. Your passes should be about that. Okay, just practice that. All right, that's about the speed that you should, you know, and that's 50 centimeters. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can add more activator. You can slow down your pass. Just keep it even. But as you're slowing your pass, you're adding more activator. You can add an extra pass. Stay at the same speed, but add one pass. Okay, so you can slow down your pass, you can add a pass, or you can speed up your pass or subtract a pass. All those are different ways that you can add more activator without adjusting your needle tip depth or adjusting your fan. Okay, they're manual adjustments. I like those adjustments better because you're not messing with your gun. Some guys would rather mess with their gun. There's really no hard, fast rule here. It's just what works for you. So anyhow, that's it. That's all I got to say. This is probably the last video for Rango. Anyhow, he's going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. If you want to, you can email me at k2concepts.net@gmail.com, or you can join us on the forum at www.liquidconceptsus.com. We're K2 Concepts on the forum. You guys use the search button, please. If not, you're probably going to get flamed, and again, I'm probably the one flaming you. So please use the search button, format your questions appropriately, but join the forum. There's a lot of information on there. Threads and threads and threads of good information for you guys. And that's it for this one. And hope you guys are having a good one. Talk to you later.